What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent article a video I was watching from Dreamers Pro, right? And Dreamers Pro was talking about uh, the, the Lakers maybe moving on from JJ Redick. Now, I'm not surprised to hear this. I said from the very beginning when LeBron James played a big part in bringing JJ Redick and his son to the team, Bronny, right? I said as soon as LeBron James separate from the team, that I think they'll separate. That like Bronny will follow right behind him, and JJ Redick too, right? Now, JJ Redick, in my opinion, didn't do as bad a job coaching as I thought he would, as I thought he would do. So once I seen, how he did coaching, I said, well, maybe, JJ Redick will be able to stay on with the team, right? But now that this team has switched ownership again, like this is the second owner, or the third since he's been there, the second time they changed. But so maybe this new ownership team may not feel that connection, or may just want a clean house when it comes to getting rid of everybody that LeBron James is associated with, or everybody that LeBron James brought to the team, right? So with that being said, I'm gonna play the audio from Dreamers Pro, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna react to what he says, what he has to say about JJ Redick and Bronny and that situation with them possibly moving on from both of these guys.
Get into the first article here. This is from Fadeaway, and it says this: new owners typically play a more passive role on their teams, but it doesn't make them any less important. For a prestigious franchise like the Lakers, they need an owner who is passionate and dedicated to the cause to live up to their heightened standards. So, with Mark Walters out and new ownership stepping in, many fans are wondering what comes next in the period of transition. While the incoming owner provided very little in terms of a plan, we at least know that JJ Redick's job is safe after his second season with the team. Um, um, JJ got an extension after his rookie year as a head coach with the Lakers. My understanding is that it aligns his contract with Rob Pelinka's reported ESPN Dave McMenamin. I think JJ Redick's probably in a really good spot, but we'll have to see where it all goes. Redick, who's 42, was hired without any NBA coaching experience, and he's one of the youngest to ever hold the position. Lauded for his maturity, humility, and basketball IQ. Maturity. What?
So okay, so now the article that he just read was an article printed after the first time that they sold the team, right? And so now pretty soon after he make his comments, he's going to get into the current situation with this new ownership.
He had great success in the Los Angeles with 2 straight years of 50-win teams. While owners typically like to pick their own staff, it helps that Iger is familiar with Redick from his playing days on the Clippers when Iger was a season ticket holder. Amid a season of change for LA, keeping Redick is important to maintaining some continuity, but he's not the only one with connections to the new Lakers owners. According to another ESPN insider, longtime NBA veteran Chris Paul is close friends with Iger, raising the likelihood that he could be hired in some kind of official advisory role. It certainly is an unexpected twist, but unwelcomed in the eyes of Laker fans.
Now, Chris Paul is close to Iger, which is part of this new ownership group, right? Now, that's one thing that people that JJ Redick should look out for, because if they bring Chris Paul on, then as an advisor, then I think the writing is on the wall that JJ Redick will be on his way out, and so that's something that people should keep their eye on.
Have dreamed of his arrival since the vetoed trade in 2011. There are a couple of names you should pay attention to. Chris Paul, a very close friend of Bob Iger's. He's sort of a mentor to Chris Paul. Chris recently retired, said Ramona Shelburne. He's available. An incredible basketball mind. I don't know what that means for him, but I expect they'll be talking.
Now, back to Chris Paul. Chris Paul also don't have any you know, any coaching experience. He just retired from the NBA, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
As an NBA legend, okay, and then it goes on to say, there. Then we have the other one here. This is from basketnews.com, and it says, Lakers.
Now this is referring to the new Lakers ownership group.
President Rob Pelinka could be on the way out under new owners. Stephen A. Smith believes Rob Pelinka could lose control of the Lakers basketball operations as new owners Josh Kushner, yes, that's his name, and Bob Iger begin reshaping the franchise. It then says, actually, you know what?
Josh,
I think it's better.
Josh Kushner too. That's the brother of Jared Kushner, who is married to the what's the girl, Ivanka Trump. So that's crazy.
That we I think it's better that we play.
Where they getting all this
Stephen
money?
A. Smith had to say to Ramona Shelburne. Take a listen to his comments here as he was talking to Ramona Shelburne, so they can explain it much better.
I think Rob Pelinka will not be there running basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers. I don't believe that will happen moving forward. I do believe that, you know what, I think that somebody like Jeannie Buss should be around. She's synonymous with the Lakers and synonymous with the Laker brands, and she's adored and revered and respected by everybody in the basketball community. She's the matriarch of basketball as far as I'm concerned. I don't think you lose somebody like that. I think that Bob Myers is with the Philadelphia 76ers. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens there. And the reason I feel that way, Ramona, is that prior to working with Josh Harris and being a part of his clique when it came to the Washington Commanders and ultimately the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, Bob Myers gets on the scene making basketball decisions, and in a month he had Jaylen Brown and LeBron James on the squad. In a month on the job, okay? That's the 4-time champion that was formerly at the Golden State Warriors. If there is a way to get that man, I think you go get him. This is my belief. I haven't spoken to anybody about it. This is my personal belief, Ramona. I say that's what I'm looking out for.
Great. So you heard what he had to say. Let me continue on with the article here. It says, the prediction comes at a particularly significant moment for the Lakers, whose ownership structure has changed dramatically in a little more than a year. The Buss family agreed to sell the majority of its ownership to Mark Walter in 2025 for approximately $10 billion for $10 billion valuation. And in the family's 46 run as the Lakers controlling owners. And then it goes on to say a few other things there. I just want to fast forward quickly. It says, we have enormous respect and appreciation for Jeannie, her father, and what they've contributed to the franchise, Iger said. And we have every intention to honor the agreement that was made between Mark and Jeannie. The continuity, however, does not necessarily mean the Lakers basketball operation remains unchanged. Even after Walter's original purchase, questions were raised about whether the organization could expand its basketball infrastructure. Lakers reporter Johan Buha previously noted that the Lakers had one of the NBA's smallest front offices and could benefit from adding more personnel. Now, with another ownership group assuming control, Smith believes Pelinka could ultimately be one of the most significant figures affected.
All right, so the thing about Rob Pelinka, right? I think that Rob Pelinka is on his way out. I see that, he's been there through Jeannie Buss when she was the owner, then the people who bought it from Jeannie Buss, and now this new ownership group. I mean, Rob Pelinka and he was there, while Kobe was there, right? So he's had his run, and so he can't be mad if you Rob Pelinka and this new ownership chooses to go in a different direction. You can't really be mad. He's had his opportunities. And I think what happened is he didn't get to develop his team like he wanted to because LeBron James was there, and LeBron James was just such a polarizing figure in that locker room and on that team, man. So he couldn't really make too many moves. Every move he made had to be centered around LeBron James. Like when we had a situation now with the coach that's there. He may not have chosen this coach. With his son, I'm sure they would not have drafted it, Bronny James if it wasn't for his father. So, that's just how the cookie crumble, man. He had to try to make the best with the situation that was, handed to him. So, but yeah, I do think Lakers are going to clean house. I think they're going to get rid of Bronny, and I think they're going to get rid of JJ Redick. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm going to check y'all out in the next video. Peace.